Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Mutahi Ngunyi yesterday suggested to William Ruto to prepare to go and kill people in the mass action that was happening on Monday. And we analyzed that incident here yesterday. And today he has a different message for William Ruto. But then, what I'm learning is that it's like Mutahi Ngunyi knew what these people were going to do. So by him telling Ruto go and kill, he was telling Ruto what he had planned to do or what his government had already planned to do. And you will agree with me, people like Mutahi Ngunyi, Pauline Njoroge, and Wahome Tuku, they are consuming the information from one source because these are the people who have worked for Uhuru Kenyatta. They were working closely, though independently. So they are consuming information from same source, and of course we know Uhuru still has insiders because he's just the immediate former president. He has insiders. There are people who always feed him with the information. So Ngunyi was just trying to say what was going to happen. And going by what I shared earlier in Pauline Njoroge's post, she went further to expose what was discussed in the council chiefs meeting that Gachagua chaired earlier before the mass action. Remember, it was chaired on Sunday evening, where Gachagua went to an extent of even suggesting that internet should be shut down, then the police should use excessive force, and they should ignore the Kenyatta land. That was Pauline Njoroge. So they were aware on what this government had already planned to do under the stewardship of Rigathi Gachagua. Because it is Gachagua who chaired the meeting, and he came out with those suggestions. So the issue of internet was dropped. Then the issue of excessive police, Ruto was not comfortable with that, but that was Gachagua's position, the DO mind. You see, a DO who operated in the Nyayo era, and that is how he knows. His word is a command. So this is what Mutahi Ngunyi is today telling William Ruto after that. Dear Ruto, here is a balance. If you control yourself on Monday, Raila will escalate the irritation and you will lose. If you do not control yourself, you will also lose. Either way, you will lose. It is called a double bind counsel. Listen only to your higher calling as boss. So in either way, he will lose. Remember, Mutahi Ngunyi tweeted this after Raila announced to Kenya that Monday is coming, and yes, it is going to be a mass action. Remember, Raila started on the 20th, then he said it will be on another Monday, then he moved from one time a week to 2 times a week. So we don't know what he will announce on Monday after that, but he will always come with another new move, another new tactic, and another new approach. So his views came after Raila Odinga announcing that Monday is going to be the mother of all demonstration in this country. What is Mutahi Ngunyi telling William Ruto? That's what we want to try and analyze. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please just give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, what is Mutahi Ngunyi trying to say here? Number one, he talked about irritation. I'm seeing 2 things: irritation and the issue of unstoppable movement. Raila, for those who understand him, he will always use a tactic of irritating his opponent so that you are cornered and you end up doing the worst that you had thought of. So those people who always act on emotion, they will always land in Raila Odinga's trap. William Ruto is one of them. He will sometimes wake up and react, make a decision on emotion, which end up backfiring so much badly. So even if this mass action was going to be peaceful, still Raila will continue until he irritates William Ruto by pushing him to a corner. So whichever way, it is unstoppable. It will continue, and he will continue to irritate William Samoei Ruto. For example, like what happened today, not today, yesterday, we saw police officers going to an action of using too much excess force on the peaceful demonstrators. Just because they were irritating that they are not collecting taxes. Just because that Raila had painted that picture outside that Ruto is illegitimate president. Just by the fact that Raila was able to attract super massive crowd that came out to tell William Ruto, you must go. Just by the fact that Raila pointed out on matters of the high cost of living. Ruto has appetite to collect taxes. But Raila is telling him, well, look here, we will not allow you to collect taxes when Kenyans are suffering. But then, Raila is telling, Mutahi Ngunyi is telling William Ruto one thing here. Either way, you will lose. It is called double bid. So, whether Ruto will use excessive force or whether he will control his temper, he's going to lose in either way. Why? If Ruto will continue to ignore Raila Odinga, the question is, how is the economy doing on Monday and Thursday? Is it working? This government should come and answer, is it working? The truth is that they are getting challenged to collect taxes. People are busy demonstrating. Where do you collect taxes? The Sheikh was saying they are losing 2 billion. It is now more than that. On a single day, they call for mass action. So in as much they will pretend that everything is in order, he is losing already. So will he continue to allow mass action to continue by giving it a blind eye and to continue to lose? The other is no, he will reach a point whereby he don't have option. Number two, it will become ungovernable for him. He cannot govern this country. Because now more people will be attracted to the mass action, since the issues that the high cost of living will continue to go high. Even the demonstration will continue, of course, cost of living will continue to go high. As it continues to go high, no one will even afford the food, including the middle class will have no food. So the only thing it will remain is for them to resort to going to the mass action and join other people. Once you have the middle class in the mass action, that is the end of a government. True. Because they come with the resources to fund, and they come with their numbers, and they come with a tactic on how to approach this government to deal with them decisively. So that is where Ruto is heading to. Amesema yeye ni kichwa ngumu. Hii tiega zitarushwa mpaka itafika mahali haitarushwa tena. Police will have nowhere to run to. Because when everyone will be part of this mass action, it will be ungovernable for them. We don't have enough police officers in this country to control the Kenyan people. No. Hawako kutosha. So the situation will become ungovernable for him. Because of this, he will have to find a middle ground to sit down with Raila Odinga and then answer the three questions: cost of living, server, IBs. The other issue is all about William Ruto's legacy, not Gachagua. Gachagua has no any legacy to defend. When we had Kibaki and Kalonzo, it was all about Kibaki legacy. There's no way we are mentioning Kalonzo. When Moi was here with all those number of deputies, not deputy, vice president he had, we don't talk about all those vice presidents. We talk about Moi. When Uhuru was there with Ruto, we don't talk about Ruto. Despite it was presidency, and now Ruto was the first deputy president. We don't talk about Ruto. We are talking about Uhuru Kenyatta government. So, now it will be all about William Ruto government, not Gachagua. Legacy. He will go in the books as a man who sat in highest office as the president and witnessed a country which was ungovernable, full of demonstration. He lacked the idea on how to lead. He lacked the knowledge on how to contain a situation in a country. A man who promised too much and he delivered nothing. The other issue is all about investors. Having the situation of maandamano from Monday to Thursday, from Monday to Thursday. Will investors come? They won't come because the situation is ungovernable. Those who are thinking to come and invest in Kenya, they will not come. Those who have already invested here in Kenya, they are going to relocate. Legacy, William Samoei Ruto. So because of this, Ruto has no any option. The only remaining option is to sit down with Raila Odinga. But as they sit down, the issue should be revolving around the three issues. Number one, cost of living. Number two, Sava ifunguliwe. Number three, IBs. Sava need to be audited, forensic audit. And by the way, the truth is that this thing has been audited. But the information they're getting there is grievous information, of which if they share in the public, it can cause problem. Because people will know the truth. And the truth is shocking. And that's why Raila is saying, open the server. So Mutahi Ngunyi is telling William Ruto, you have no option. The only option remaining will be just you swallow your pride and sit down with Raila and then sort out the matter. Mambo ya highway haiko hapa.